Welcome to the Heroic Rounds recap of A Wizard's Folly Season 1, Episode 4.
Let's wank out this recap.
Let's do this recap. Run the recap. All right, Kenneth, we ready? Kenneth?
Mm-hmm.
Get us set for the recap. All right, recap, boys and girls. Taking us back. Where did we leave off? So last session, you guys...
We're in a cloister.
Huh?
We
you got to the cloister.
The Thorn Fort.
Yes. Uh-huh.
We went to the barn, and they were working on a clay man.
Uh-huh. The
Zach
artificial
consulted
servant.
me
Uh-huh.
by being like, see that big old lady dwarf?
You guys took him with you, huh?
Yeah.
Brandon has a clay man.
The church has a clay man.
That's right. The clay man. Got it.
Person.
Clay person.
On our way, we smelled blood, found some carnage. Turned
We
out
did
that
not smell blood.
I heard some shiz sizzling.
Our werewolf companion smelled blood.
We shizzled our way into the forest.
We all collectively smelled blood.
Yeah, probably.
And then we found some big quills.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, the spikes.
And we're like, it's either a
Mhm.
halfling or a dire porcupine.
Why'd you say halfling?
Because there were
'Cause
halfling
halflings have
footprints,
quills.
Chad.
Oh,
You don't
the
recall?
shiz.
Did I just, you were just like, he's been reading my notes? That happened. Because I edit the
I need to
episode,
dim- I have to
it's like I
dim
played
this.
4 times.
It's
That's
an
cool.
approximate knowledge of everything.
You're going to know it better than I do.
Yeah.
That's spooky. I'll
Um,
be like, yeah. I
and then we're
remember
like, oh man, this is straight up Delmer. That's not his name.
that. Delmer. Who's Delmer?
He's the elf dude that we,
Fulmer.
Fulmer,
Uh-huh.
Fulmer got his arm ripped off.
we honey potted.
Oh,
Yeah,
you honey
he
potted
was
him in.
he was ripped apart
Dang.
by whatever this
He
phase
had a
beast may
crazy
be.
night. He like ran into Brandon cross-dressing,
Was intrigued,
was intrigued,
had questions about
had
himself.
questions about himself, got confused, and then on his way out, something bad happened.
Yeah, and
Lost
he
his arm.
lost his arm and got murdered.
Yeah.
Maybe. Allegedly
Did we not
murdered.
find his body?
You
No.
can live without an arm.
There was a lot of blood.
It's just the arm.
It's just
yeah,
the
there was a
arm.
lot of
But there
blood,
was a
but
heck lot of
we
blood.
don't know.
Was
That's
it
good.
black sizzling goo, right?
There was some sizzling
Elmer's
goo.
glue might be alive then.
There was Elmer's sizzling black glue.
And then
Yeah.
we made it to the cloister. Cloister.
Yeah.
And they're like, check out this apiary where we keep our bees. They
Mm.
done been smashed. There was just
You
a
guys
mess
kind of
here.
helped to reassemble one of
And
the
in the
hives, one of
apiary,
the
we
hives.
found more
Quills
quills.
quills. Mm-hmm.
and
Maybe I'm
footprints that
confused.
denoted perhaps a big cat.
Mm,
And
oh,
I just-
yeah,
I'm like,
there's some
quills, big cat. What could it be? I don't know. Probably a halfling.
It's weird. It's like feels
I
like it's
guarantee it's a halfling.
displacing something in my head, you know.
What does that mean?
I'm not sure.
You met
Oh.
a player.
Am I?
Oh, I know what you mean, like a displacer beast.
Yeah.
Oh,
Whoa, what's that?
what?
I can't even acknowledge that I've ever heard that before.
Yeah, that's not part of this game.
Yeah, actually you're right, it isn't, is it? Huh.
Nope.
Nope, we can't. TM.
Allegedly.
If you behold it,
Did you get? You
maybe.
found one of those what's and woozits?
who's he? What's it?
A Willy
Who's
Majavet.
what's it? You've been talking about those since we ate them in that Juice Wizard. Was that in the Juice Wizards Do Candy?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. I haven't thought about it once, except for when you've brought it up.
Really?
Yeah.
Sad.
I'm missing out. Okay. So, what do you think is going on? What about Lord Galen? Because he
The
didn't
fort was
see
all
you
quiet.
off. He didn't see you off. Any thoughts about that?
His world rocked.
He's either remorseful or he's committed a big bad sin and murdered his fiance.
Mm.
I'm 50-50 on that, yeah. I think he's prone to melancholy.
He cannot come into your castle.
Verily.
Mhm.
But
Is he sullen?
Mhm.
he's sullen.
Sullen boy.
But I think that the castle's used to it, right? Like nobody seemed like it was that weird. So I think that those bouts of melancholy are potentially regular occurrences. Yeah.
What else is really
What else?
temperamental?
Yeah. What the other thought is?
Give me
Do
Beauty
you
and the Beast
remember
vibes.
things that? Do you remember what Fulmer said to you before?
Yeah, look at the history.
Yeah. Something.
Yeah,
Something.
do your research is what he said.
Do your damn. If you did your
If you
damn
did your research, listen, sister. If you knew the science,
If you knew the science,
Zach,
if you
that
did
is
your
the-
research,
daddest pen of all pens. I love it.
you stole that from a bank.
Uniball.
We're
We're
sponsored
working
by
on
Uniball.
we're working on
Oh,
the
Uniball, they're
sponsorship.
good people. They sent
The
us some
problem is we
pens.
don't understand Japanese.
Yeah.
Konnichiwa. I understand that.
Mhm.
Here's a free
Mhm.
pen.
Yeah, we don't know the history yet.
What about the missing servants? Do you remember
Oh, yeah.
the servants that
escaped?
you gotcha'd? That
The
were
alleged-
used in thieves'
They were
camps?
supposed to be in the root cellar. And
The
then they were
alleged
just gone.
poisoners.
The alleged assassins. Innocent until
Just
proven
passing
guilty.
notes.
They're trying to pass notes.
Caught a pitcher in the throat.
Yep.
Almost rhymed.
That was
I don't know.
nice.
I don't know.
Forced.
They could be killed or just didn't come into work that day. You know what I mean?
Oh.
I mean, I think that there's probably a lot of dissenters, right? A lot of people are seeing things aren't going well. This merry man, I don't remember his name. I can't.
Lord Galen.
No, his counterpart that kisses the women.
Oh, Marcus Foxtail.
Marcus Foxtail. Mr.
Mhm.
Foxtail is,
Mhm.
you know, probably a lot of people are into that, you know? The idea of a free economy.
It's very romantic.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is.
It is.
He's got some Che Guevara vibes.
Yeah, a little bit. He wears a.
Did I say that
Mostly-
right?
beret.
Mostly people are wearing his shirt. They don't really know what it stands for or means,
that's
but it's
good.
pretty cool
It's
shirt.
Cool. It's iconic.
Yeah,
It's
it is
pretty dope.
iconic.
It's like
Oh.
revolutionary.
I don't know why this reminded me of it, but
That
it's a
was-
total tangent. But someone showed me a picture of Captain America and the Puerto Rico flag and said, "Is he really Captain America?" Because he looks just like the Puerto Rico flag.
He does.
Yeah,
That's true.
Captain Puerto Rico.
Mhm.
Sorry.
I like
Recap.
that. That is pretty good.
Stanley was actually from
So-
Puerto Rico, so it makes a lot
What do
of
you
sense.
What do you guys make of the Silent Brothers and Prior Dorian?
He loves
And-
talking, and they love to hear us.
Mm-hmm. They do. They do. Okay. Any so one other thing I wanted to call up was the flub, which you were pulled up because you've been knee deep in the content. But I don't remember who told you initially that the one who speaks for the Silent Brothers
With the acolytes.
would
the
be
younger-
like an acolyte or like a junior member.
Mhm.
And then when you got there, it was the most senior member who speaks.
Which is cooler, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's Prior Dorian who does the talking, not like the little bitty boys. So that was an oopsie on my part.
It's okay.
One demerit.
Damn it.
I'm writing it down.
Wonder if we'll ever have a session where I
Fair
don't
enough.
mess something up. Probably not.
Nope. But it's the journey that counts.
It is the journey.
Peace be
Just
the
like
journey.
Miley Cyrus said. It's the
That is
climb.
that's one of her.
What am I? Do you know her?
It's the climb.
It's the
Are you
climb.
talking about a song or are you talking to her?
I'm never even under the mountain. Never know, you know.
I don't
She
know.
looks an
that one.
awful lot like Hannah Montana. Remember that show?
That's a kid's show.
Do you remember how epic that meme was? That was that was her voice, and then like clipped with one of the robots from
Roger.
yeah from episode 1.
Yeah,
That
Phantom
was
Menace.
so good. Yeah, that was freaking awesome. Kenneth, find that. Put it
Go
right
ahead.
in here.
That'll
Clip it
play-
in.
That'll play here.
Yeah, clip it in. Kenneth, appreciate it.
How'd you feel about last session then,
Yeah.
Chaps?
I liked it. I feel like the thing that I'm missing is some action. You know, it feels like we've had like a lot of good talking and world building, and you know, some like funny hijinks. You know, little like cross dressing honeypot murder mystery was funny, and then like now you guys are playing True Detective, and out here in the woods seeing bloody ruin and seeing the place where Prior Thelian, the former Prior of the Silent Brothers, was killed. So you're like doing. It feels like there's lots of tease and
We're doing some.
world
We're
building.
Scooby Dooing around.
Yeah, you're Scooby
Also,
Dooing
remember
around,
prior, yeah.
but there hasn't been like that. Like there hasn't been like an oh shit moment yet. you
Them
know?
been blooded.
Yeah, and there's the
Is that the wrong? I think that's the wrong term. Okay.
yeah.
good.
So
You still have your Maidenhead. is
Fourth
what-
edition, they talked
Yeah.
about when a monster became blooded.
Technically, we did fight.
You fought Hugh Blumkin.
Yep, Hugh
But
Blumford.
that was
I
on
would-
the
Lumford.
stage of our minds.
and I would just say
Uh-huh.
that
That was barely
LS
a fight.
isn't a virgin.
That was barely
So-
a fight, but I will say that freaking LS stabbed him in the chest. Remember?
Yeah.
That was
Vividly.
pretty intense. But yeah,
Yeah.
that wasn't like a
Yeah.
fight.
I don't
you
even know how to use my character
Yeah.
yet.
So I feel like that's a piece that I'm excited to see some more of that intensity, some of that intense stuff happening, which I think would be cool.
It's going down.
Yeah. That's what's coming up for me. What do you guys think?
Feeling that too. The
Yeah.
anticipation of getting in combat,
Mm-hmm.
flexing characters' abilities.
Flexing your skills.
Mm-hmm.
Flexing those back muscles for Instagram.
Yeah. It feels like the Silent Brotherhood talked a lot last session about the beast that they've heard before.
Mhm. Oh yeah, there
So,
was like a
there was like a
cacophony the
stalking
night
and, like,
before.
he said the brothers are a little bit scared to go out.
Mm-hmm. Scared to go out on an evening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's hard to like, it's easy to collaborate their story because only one person is talking, right? So like
Yeah,
corroborate. And so,
they could totally lie.
yeah, they could easily lie and we would never know. I mean, we'll know because
Can't they write shit
They're a
down?
part of the
It's
church.
God's will.
There's a part of the church. They wouldn't
We
lie.
don't have any pens.
all the pens are in there.
All
Never
the
mind.
pens are gone.
Also, has anyone seen Miley Cyrus and Hannah Montana in the same room at the same time?
That's a good point.
Holy shit.
Talking about True Detective over here.
Figured it out.
Figured it
There it
out,
is.
man.
Yep.
We'll never
You're
get
just
to.
mainlining the
see Hannah
secret truths of
Montana.
the universe. That's right.
What
Cool.
would you rate the episode, or are you going to ask?
Oh
that?
yeah. What do you? Yeah. So give it a rating. 1 out of 10.
Last session, I felt like it was good because we felt like we were going with the forward thrust of why we're here.
Say thrust like that.
Thrust. The forward thrust was good.
Welcome back to Heroic Round, the thrustiest
podcast. you'll listen
TTRPG podcast there is.
to. So it was good because it felt like our motivation shifted back towards the main reason why we were sent out of here.
That's
from
true.
The holy matrimony. So it felt good, and it felt like we're rewarding. Like, let's figure this out.
Mm-hmm. Put a number on it, bro.
I'll give
1 out
it
of
7.5.
7.5. Do
Good.
you speaking of the main thrust, do you feel like the main thrust is as enticing as the side stuff? Do you know what I mean? You know how sometimes the main quest feels less exciting than like the juicy side piece that's like, oh, let's go see what's going on with Ilaria Catkin.
If we're going with
Why is
this,
she kissing
can you
bros?
can you just use the moist side pieces instead of let's stay with the same theme here. Let's keep this going.
I like that.
But I didn't mean to cut you
But
off. John.
truly, what do you think?
Not necessarily. It felt like we could have. There is the aspect of trying to connect with Marcus Foxtail,
Like wanting to see what
figure
his
out
side
his
of it
side
is.
of stuff is.
Yeah.
But I have to remember, like, Flavius is interested in that, but he's more interested in doing what he's sent here to do.
Cool. Yeah. What do you guys think about the side piece adventures versus main thrust?
I love a moisty side piece.
Mm-hmm.
Did I use that right?
Absolutely.
No,
Yes.
it's fun
Yes, you
because it
did.
adds color to the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
We get to explore the world, meeting all these different NPCs and their viewpoints, and seeing the conflict. So it's fun to explore that. But ultimately, like, we have a purpose being sent here that's like darker and heavier than kind of the stuff that we're dabbling in with, like,
Mhm.
he stole a kiss.
Mm-hmm.
Fun, but like something's ripping stuff apart, and we
Yeah.
got to go figure out what that is and stop it. So I'm
And
interested in that.
And it's not Marcus Foxtail that we know of yet.
Mm-hmm.
Also, my rating?
But is it darker than Lord Galen's bloody knuckles and his distant?
That was a little
100-yard
heavy.
stare?
That was a heavy.
That was a heavy end to that.
See, I
burn.
kept
nice.
asking, and you were like, allegedly. You were like, you don't know.
Yeah, because you don't. You didn't.
He could have
see-
punched a wall.
He could have punched a wall.
He probably punched a tree.
Punched a fiance.
We are,
That's a
even
good
though we
point.
didn't investigate, we are an anti-domestic violence podcast.
Oh,
just so you
100%.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Right?
And if anybody says different, we'll beat the shit out of them.
Mhm.
TTRP.
Just not in a house because it's not domestic.
ADV, TTRP-ADV, tabletop role players against domestic violence.
So what would you give
Oh,
your?
that'll
What
look
would you give
freaking
the
cool on a
session
biker
then,
jacket.
Johnny?
Yeah, give it a number.
I would
Oh
give
wait,
it
you
an-
didn't give us your thoughts though. I asked you a question. Did you answer the question about side quests though?
No, I'm waiting until he's done.
Tell
Are
me,
you?
just then tell me what
No.
your thoughts are.
I
about
really
last
thought
session.
we as players got along better in that session. I felt like
You
we were more aligned, and I felt
did.
like we are starting to see we're a party. and there was less
good point.
of oh my gosh,
We are
What's-
the Holy Thrust. Is that our
That's
group
a
name?
good
That's a
group
I could get
name.
behind that.
That's
You like the
actually
Holy
a
Thrust
great
from
group
the-
name. Let's
The
do
Holy
that.
Thrust from
Uh-huh. You know who's gonna love that? It's Mr. Tibbets.
the Mr. Tibbets will
He's
love
gonna
that we are the
freaking
Holy
love
Thrust.
it. Yeah.
yeah, Tibbets. I don't know about that, dude.
So we got
Virgil
Brandon
Tibbets.
agreeing to the Holy Thrust.
God's Army #1.
It's a subsidiary of God's Army, but yeah.
About
A DBA. However, no, it was a good session. I think being put on the spot to sing a song was a little difficult for me, but I think I pulled it off. And for that,
what did you sing? I
8 out of
forget.
10.
8 out of 10.
Lady Gaga.
Oh, you did.
Oh,
I
Gaga.
started into some Poker Face,
You could have
right?
been like, write to me, stickly.
Wait,
P.O.
did I do
Box
Poker Face or Bad
963.
Romance? Bad Romance, right?
I think it was Bad Romance.
That's good.
Bad Romance is a good one.
Oh,
So would you give it then?
8 out of 10. 8 out of 10
so
chicken nuggets.
7.5 and an 8.
So I agree with John. So the side piece, the moist giblets,
The moist towelette.
the moist towelettes that we got, it was the first real flavoring of the world in this area, right? So a lot of the like Dick Tree Towers and acorn meals and stuff that
Yeah.
are really like kind of quintessential. Not that, I mean, dicks probably are always part of our adventures, but like some of those details, this was like our first taste of them, and so it's easy to be like, oh, this is interesting because it's a little more fleshed out and we're a little more invested in that part of it. But
Yeah.
I agree, once we get, now that we're like moving into the main part of the story, it'll be interesting. I could spend hours, you know what I mean, sessions on the side quests.
Mhm.
You got to be a completionist. Got to finish the whole thing.
I have to beat I have to beat a tabletop RPG.
That's right.
Winning D&D.
Yeah. But
Mhm.
to
Mages of
me,
the Mountains won't want to hear us say anything about their game.
Pathfinder.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Skip
Mm-hmm.
and Monty.
Kenneth, cut it. Bleep it.
Bleep.
Bleep it.
I liked that it felt
Lizards
more
of the Toast. That's how we can refer to them.
LT.
Yeah.
I liked that we felt more cohesive as a party as that's growing. That was nice. I think that was really good. So I thought that was good. I think where there was some with the like the sex robot,
Automaton.
Automaton.
tomato. All I know is somebody's gonna hit it.
You
And
give it instruction. It just does what you tell it to do. It doesn't have to be a sex robot.
Mhm.
you just basically call it has to do
our help.
It-
Yeah.
it does-
Artificial servants, genuine results.
it does what you ask it to do.
Zelon Tusk.
Zelion Tusk.
Zelion Tusk. That felt a little like we were still fleshing out like giving and taking space, and so it felt a little like long-winded in like we could have wrapped it up probably a little sooner, but I think it was great. Like I had fun and we made it to where we needed to go. So
I love that you called out long-winded.
I am
I
long-winded.
know, but I would say verbose, not even long-winded.
Mhm.
You just have good words.
Well, they say that brevity is a sign of intelligence. So
Oh shit!
That's right. Did you give us a number?
Give us.
I
a
didn't.
Number.
I was about to.
Give us a number, Papa.
Give us a number.
I'd say like 7.
4.
I feel like I'm lowballing every
You are.
episode, but I just
You're our
You
cynic.
are what you are.
You're our cynic.
yeah, I am.
Arsenic.
Oh,
And Old Lace.
and I'm Old Lace.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
That's
Anything
my
else we
old
want to
lace.
recap? Any other thoughts, feelings?
Busy.
It was nice.
What do you think's gonna
Little
happen? What's next?
bees.
I definitely now that we know it's
Battle.
stalking, it definitely feels like in Flavius's mind, it's less of a murder. It felt like it'd be a murder when we came into this situation.
Now it's feeling more like a
Like a
creature,
monster hunt.
like a monster hunt.
Yep. And Flavius is getting excited about
He's
that.
like, yes, I love Monster Hunter. Yes,
Because like whatever that Hugh Nibley guy we have, who's
Thornburg.
the guy we have captured?
Virgil
Tibbets?
Tibbets.
Virgil
Hugh
Nibley.
Hugh Blumford.
Hugh Blumford.
Hugh Blumkin.
See,
Hugh
like
Nibley.
Flavius doesn't
Pumpkins.
want to deal with Hugh.
No,
I
you're not
just-
into just justice.
Like it's complicated.
I wanted to keep him in case he was the murderer,
Mm.
and now it's very clear to me that perhaps he's not.
Who knows? He
Mm.
still needs to be judged for his crimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's a red herring. just sort of thrown in your
Ah.
path.
Yeah. And so it's easier just to
Nope.
kill a monster in Flavius's mind instead of
Well,
dealing with that.
part of the thing that I think actually complicates the thrust of the story often is that I don't tend to introduce only relevant characters. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like when I create a world, it's not you're not only going to be meeting and running
as-
into things that are relevant to the story.
As players, we can go mad trying to connect them to the story,
Uh-huh.
and when they don't have to be.
Yeah. And I
you
don't know if
drag
that's necessarily a
Blumpkin
strength or a weakness.
out.
I think there's for me, I think the reason I like that is because it feels more real.
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't not every person that you meet has something to do with the main story, you know?
That would be the most boring true crime ever.
Mm-hmm.
Then you meet this person. He did it
They're all a suspect and they're all
over.
Yeah. But I didn't even think of the fact that you guys you could surmise that Hugh had something to do with what's going on. Yeah. It's interesting. It's cool.
Good recap.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chad.
Any other things for the recap?
Yeah, what do you rate it?
Oh,
Have we asked you to rate any of them before?
yeah. I've been rating them, I think.
Well,
I rate it.
Is this called the master rating?
he's like 3. Get better.
Dungeon
No,
master rating?
See, I think that you guys are doing great. I think I
You're
think I
doing
rate
great.
it. This is what I think. I give it a 6.5 or 7.
Oof.
And I think the problem is I'm ready for action. I
Yeah.
think it's just been a little too long since we've had some good
Slow
action,
pacing.
and that's feeling slow to me.
Yeah.
You know, pacing feels weird right now.
You know what
Agreed.
I'd love to do
Hmm.
is to have little whiteboards, and when we hold up we all at the same time
Ooh,
hold up
pull
our
the number. That's
hold
a
up our
good
number
idea.
only because
That would be great.
I feel like I rated I felt like you pulled yours up a little, or were
Maybe.
you
Yeah,
truly?
I might have pulled mine.
I
up a
probably
little.
would have said 6.
Yeah, I might have. pulled
which
mine
is
up
good.
little.
It's
Yeah,
a good
it's fine.
session. It's
Yeah.
just
It's kind of
think-
it felt like a middling.
You think a
session
D?
to me.
A D is good?
it's a different scale. We're not talking about.
Yeah, I don't think anything like a 5 or lower isn't failing. It's more like that. Just
I mean,
that's
if we
mid.
compare it to our
just a mid
juice
session.
ring, it's like a 5.
But like things that
Orange
I
ale.
loved about the session, I love doing Dorian's voice and talking and being like super holy. I love that. That's like so much fun to play as a DM. I love that. Like having a character that I like doing their voice.
Let's start off this next
That's
session
fun.
with some Dorian.
Heck yeah, that's where you guys are at.
Cool.
It's gonna be great.